Welcome to the Joyce Keller Show, now on Blog Talk Radio, 2 p.m. on Wednesdays. We will be starting our WGBB 1240 a.m. show again Sunday night, April 1st at 11 p.m. You can hear that if you're not in the listening area by going to Joyce's website, www.joycekeller.com that's it, joycekeller.com, and on the right side, you can click on the link to get the WGBB show Sunday night. The Blog Talk Radio shows, as you probably know, are archived, so this show will be heard anytime in the future, starting maybe about an hour after we finish it. And Joyce is a world-class psychic, author of 7 internationally best-selling books, endorsed by Regis Philbin. Joyce has been seen on Oprah and many other national TV shows and has been honored in Who's Who. Again, Joyce's website, www.joycekeller.com, and there you can get information on her incredible soul readings and her Calling All Angels hardcover book, as well as a number of CDs. If you'd like to contact us by email, you can send in your one-line questions now with birthday information, or call the Blog Talk Radio number. Joyce has joined us now, but we're a little bit discombobulated. I've got to get my little netbook so I can see if there's any phone calls, and Joyce will need her computer also.
Don't bother. Hi, everybody. Joyce and Jack here for you. And as you can see, we're getting set up in a different situation for you. And if you'd like to join us, the number here is Blog Talk Radio, by the way, 347-324-3584. I'll give that to you again. It's 347-324-3584. And because we are live, we're very, very happy to have you join us. And we've been here at Blog Talk Radio, I guess, about a year or so. And we've had a live radio show on WGBB, 1240 a.m., I guess since 1987. And we're starting at a new time this coming Sunday night, which will be April 1st. And don't be thrown off by the fact that it's April Fool's Day. It's real. 2012. And of course we talk about 2012, whatever else is on your mind. And if you have a personal problem, indeed we will try to address that as well. I notice how you didn't bring anything for me.
Do you want your computer?
No, it's okay, because it's all right now. But I'm very, very happy today for many, many reasons. First of all, because I love Jack so much. He's such a... What kind of glasses are those?
Well, the other glasses maybe look like...
These are better?
Woody Allen.
They did.
I'd try these.
You know, I noticed that you're still shorter than I am, even though you're in real life, you're 5 or 6 inches taller than I am. But why do I look taller than you?
I think I sink into the cushion more, for one thing.
Wait a minute, you gave me a high cushion. Okay.
And,
I was saying I'm very happy today because I did, well, I don't want to say it's an especially challenging reading last night, but I did. And I'm not going to use, if people write to me, I'm very, very happy, of course. Whatever that may be, it doesn't have to necessarily be positive, but usually it's 100% positive. And one email came in today was from a lovely young lady who has a rather challenging series of complications in her life. And she wrote to me, so I was very happy that that's a positive reading. So maybe Jack
yes, I'd be glad to.
We'll read that. And I'm just going to use her first letter, that's D. Now, also from another D. What's with the D's? Okay. And here's one that is 9 years in coming. She wrote, she had a reading with me 9 years ago on the air on our radio station, WGBB. And so here, since then, she's gone through many, many changes, and maybe Jack will read that to us also. So I'll just circle that, so maybe he'll get to that when he has a chance. In the meantime, I wanted to tell you that we're very, very excited also that for the last few weeks, we've been picked up by a television station. I want you to write this down. It's www.past, that's P-A-S-T, dash TV, dash network. And I think it's, well, all the information is in my website, joycekeller.com, so you get to know us that way. Do we have calls holding?
Let me see. Yes, we do have.
Sweetie, before you read any calls, could you please, I hope you don't mind waiting, and don't hang up just because we make you wait a bit, because we have business to take care of first. Now I'm tired already from all that talking. Honey, this one just came in.
Mm-hmm.
That's through a reading, an email reading I did last night. Now, for those of you who are poo-pooing out there and saying, oh, email reading, sure. Well, the fact is that I love to use the energy that comes in very late at night. Let's say like about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because almost everybody in this area at least is sleeping at that time, and the energy is very pure and very clean and very easy to work with. So I usually channel the emailed readings. I do them by automatic writing, so in most cases I don't even read them, but I type the reading out, which is usually, the one I did last night was like about 8 pages long, so they're not going to be short. And hopefully they do address all the questions that come in. Wait a minute, I'm not finished yet. I have more things to say.
No problem.
Okay, did you shave?
Yeah, sort of.
What's with the whiskers?
I've got to use a razor.
Did you moisturize?
No.
No moisturizing, no shaving? He's so natural.
No.
He's very natural, folks. I, on the other hand, am not that natural. Okay. Now, we also have another email, Jack, from someone who I was telling you about before.
Yeah.
A lot of emails coming in, a lot of people who have problems and so forth. This one is one that I did 9 years ago. I was telling you about that. Okay, so just so you know, those are my 2 favorites today.
Mm-hmm.
The actual date today is March 28th. I say actual because this goes on tape and God knows where it goes after that. It's heard and it's seen 24/7, so you can get it on Blog Talk Radio. You can get it on my website, which is joycekeller.com, or you can go to Past TV Network, okay? And all of that will, you can see how cute Jack actually. What's with the glasses? Here, lose the glasses for a second.
If you want
Oh,
me to
there
read
you
this.
are. Okay.
Shall I read this?
Sure.
Response to your reading?
This is the reading I did last night.
Yes.
And you don't have to worry about writing for me. I won't use your names. I'll just use the initial. Okay, let me enjoy this. Go
The
ahead.
initial is D. And Joyce, I woke up this morning checking my email, and there you were. Let me tell you, you brought so much ease to my heart, and I was so happy to hear that Mother Mary was by my side as well as the archangels. Thank you for taking the time and energy to channel so early in the morning.
That's when I do it, folks.
I hope you're not too tired and hope you have
Yeah,
a great day, because your work is so much honored and appreciated by me.
Aw.
Thank you for reminding me of where I need to be. Know that I am sending you many blessings and hugs. By the way, I will do the prayers, read Psalms 23, buy the book, and keep it together. LOL.
I love the LOL part. What does that mean? Lots of love?
Lots of love, I believe, yeah. Let me read the, by the way, you mentioned that I do have spirit interference from low spirits. Not sure what that means. Is it possible to explain? I would greatly appreciate it.
Oh, I already wrote to her.
I loved it all. Blessings, D.
Oh, thank you. Dee, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Yeah, low spirit interference, that could be from a variety of reasons. In her case, it was from one specific reason. It could be from where you live. It can be from jealous people. It can be from just bad energy around you. It can be from your own fatigue. It can be from alcohol, drugs. I mean, all of that attracts low energy to us. So we have to be careful. For those of us who are light workers or who are sensitive, you just have to be careful about where you go. Oh, I have to tell you something, which we never talk about, but I have to tell you. I hope you're not embarrassed about this, Jack. You're not even paying attention, so he doesn't care. I threw everything down. Okay, does this actually work?
I hope it does.
Okay, I wanted to tell you that a number of years ago, we had never gone to a sex shop. on Broadway. It's like, they're pretty bad. I said, Jack, let's go in. He says, no, I don't want to. I said, come on, Jack, let's go in. Let's see what kind of books they have. Let's see what kind of videos. I've never been to a sex shop. Let's go in. So he says, I don't really, come on. So we went in. And I thought it was all very interesting. It was wall-to-wall porn, which I thought was fascinating. And at a certain point, Jack said, we have to leave. And I said, why do we have to leave? I'm having such a good time. And he said, because I don't feel well. I feel like I'm going to die. I feel weak. I feel sick. I feel nauseous. I feel horrible. And I said, well, why don't you wait outside? And I realized that was not the right answer. So I said, okay. I was going to buy something, actually. I don't want to tell you what I was going to buy. But anyway, he said, come on. He took me by the hand. He says, we have to leave now. And as soon as he went outside, he felt better. The point I'm making is, number one, I forgot my point. Number one,
bad energy.
Thank you, Jack. Of course, it's bad energy. You have to be careful about where you go, what you do. You can go to a party. Oh, listen to this. One time, Jack and I were at a lovely party, and there were some metaphysical people there and some people who were not interested or anything like that. But, you know, it was a mix. And I was having a perfectly lovely time. I was drinking soda as usual. When I go to a party, I don't drink ever, really. But I do drink. If I go crazy, I have some diet soda maybe or something bad like that. So there I am drinking soda, minding my own business, probably eating chips. And it's a shame that some of you won't be able to see this, but there was a woman talking to me, a perfectly innocent-looking woman, who had an amulet of some kind hanging on her neck.
Devil's horn.
Was it devil's horn?
Yeah, gold devil's horn.
It was a gold devil's horn. Okay, so I noticed that as she was speaking to me, she was starting to swing this devil's horn in my direction. I'm continuing to drink soda and eat chips. And she's swinging it more and more. Oh, I'm so dopey sometimes. I can't believe this. But she's swinging it my direction. You know, and I'm listening to what she has to say, and I'm being polite, and other people are talking. But she's swinging this devil's horn. Jack saw this to show you how, you know, sometimes I'm just out of it. And at a certain point, Jack said, come here, don't stand there anymore. And you took me, and we went somewhere else. Yeah. But let me tell you, as a result of this woman swinging this devil horn at me, which I didn't know, I developed a terrible headache, which lasted about 3 weeks, and I went around like this, and I said, Jack, what could have happened? He said, here, sit here, let me explain this to you. Remember how you had that woman who was swinging the devil horn? I said, yes. Well, that's what happened. Anyway, it took me a long time to get over that, and since then, what I learned, okay, this whole life was one big learning experience for all of us, and I was quite young at the time, by the way, and I realized that you have to protect yourself, you have to be aware of what's going on, even if things look innocent, they're not necessarily so innocent. I'm not saying you should be suspicious and suspect everyone, but keep yourself in the light, and if someone is jealous, they're going to possibly direct evil intent toward you. It doesn't even mean that they're bad people or they're mean or anything. It's just, or that they're deliberately doing it. But they themselves can be so unhappy with their lives and so distressed that, you know, it's just something that happens. What? What did I say?
And some people do it with bad intent. Yeah. Should we say EVIL?
I think I already said evil.
Evil people?
Did you read the second letter that for a woman who we read on the radio 9 years ago? Here, did you read another D?
Oh.
You didn't read that?
No,
After I print. Look, I appreciate comments. So this also came in within the last few days. You'll know how far. It's rather long. But she is a woman who I think we gave a reading to on the radio about 9 years ago. It's a little late in coming, but we're happy to have it.
Okay, it's very long, but you want me to just read this first half?
Read until I get tired of you reading.
Okay, hello, Joyce. Lady's initial is J. This is a woman.
No. Here's her initial all the way at the bottom. It's here. It's over here. It's
D. Another D.
And the names are almost the same. You notice that?
All right.
Don't forget, give us a call now. We're live, 347-324-3584. Okay, you have that, right? That's Blog Talk Radio. And again, we're live
But this
the next 45 minutes.
says from, it's a different name. Does that matter? I mean...
No, because she's obviously using her husband's email address.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hello, Joyce. More than 9 years ago, I called
Read slowly. I want to enjoy this. What's the
into
rush?
your radio show, and your insights and comments were spot on. At the time, my sister was battling with cancer.
Wait, I have to interrupt you right there. For those of you who think I'm an egomaniac, I'm not, because it doesn't come from me. Any of us who do accurate readings or good readings, I like to believe, comes from God. Okay, so this is not an ego trip for Joyce, but I am enjoying it. Go, start over.
Well, she said your insights and comments were spot on. At the time, my sister was battling with cancer for the second time and was at a crossroads. You had talked of a miracle and her search for one. While it was comforting to hear, the miracle she hoped for was not to be. I had no way of knowing at the time.
But we were praying. Wait, I have to interrupt you there. Sometimes you pray for people, you do healing. In many cases, it really works out, and it has to help to be positive. But,
Yes.
Maybe the person just has to leave us.
Okay.
But we were trying to be positive in any case. We're trying to be helpful. In this particular case, it didn't work.
So the miracle she had hoped for was not to be. I had no way of knowing at the time that the purpose of me knowing about her quest for a miracle was to help guide her to accepting palliative care when she needed to. My sister accepted her fate and did turn to a palliative approach after carefully and exhaustively weighing alternatives which had been presented to her as potential options. So I owe you a long overdue note of thanks. Since then, there have been other losses in my life. I'm not sure what purpose is yet to my journey, but have felt since the passing of my sister an overwhelming sense of loss in which I have yet to overcome.
Uh-huh.
While I have moved forward slowly, it continues to be a presence in which I feel I have lost my focus in many other aspects of life. Excuse me. I have read your books and had a reading by a colleague of yours who has since passed himself, Alan Arcieri.
Oh, remember Alan used to be on our show all the time. Oh, we loved Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, we wish him well. I'm sure he's doing I know he's doing very well on the other side.
Yeah. In fact, Alan wrote about my sisters in a chapter of his book as a result of this reading. He had also done readings for my mother, who has since passed, and my niece.
Boy, so many, and her nerd?
My niece, excuse me.
It's okay.
When he did my reading, it was via telephone. He had no idea of the relationship. I was comforted at the time, as he was able to convey many things to me that was simply put uncanny.
Alan was good.
Which were simply put uncanny. While I've attempted over the years to attempt another reading, I've always held back. I'm not sure even what I want to know or have confirmed, but I know I would welcome the chance to speak with you again.
Oh, that's nice, right? That's it?
No, there's...
Any more compliments? You see, I work
I see
cheaply.
you-
I work for compliments.
I see you'll begin your radio again in April. And
Well,
yeah, I hope I'm lucky enough to connect with you and hope to call in as I did once long ago. Shall I read the whole thing? It's,
Is it complimentary?
I don't know, I haven't read it.
That's okay. That's enough. You get the gist
Sure.
of it. We thank you very much,
So
Dane.
in closing, she says, so thank you for your uncanny insights years ago, which I have pondered and weighed over these years. I still don't understand many things and why they have occurred, but hope to have the chance to speak to you when I call in April to hopefully learn more, which can help guide me further.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Thank
And
you,
thank
Dee.
you, Dee, for writing that. We appreciate it. And you know what? If you email in, by the way, I'm not taking email. Well, we have a lot of emails. I already wrote a lot of them down. I'm going to be getting to those, and I'm also losing my voice again. Very nice. Excuse me. I also wanted to tell you there are a lot of calls coming in. If you give us a call at 347-324-3584. It's over our head. Look up here. You'll see it.
I think I can see it. have to move our heads a little bit back and forth. But I can't see it on. We keep thinking that we're broadcasting a live TV show. No, we're taping for a show that will be broadcast or will be seen on Joyce's YouTube site and also on PTVN.
How'd you get to be so cute?
Oh my gosh.
We have the best time together. Jack always makes me laugh.
I understand now. You're not wearing glasses, right?
Jack, do you remember why my mother told me to marry you?
Because I was funny?
Yes, you know what he did? It was a very, very cold day in January. Excuse me. And before Jack came in to pick me up, on the way into our house, of course I was young and very single at the time, he took an icicle off the overhang.
No, it actually was a plastic icicle.
It was a plastic icicle?
A Christmas tree, yeah.
Oh, that's not funny. I thought it was a real icicle from my father's roof.
No, that was
He took an icicle in any case, whatever it was, and he shoved it up his nose, and it was hanging out. And he came in, all bundled up with this big icicle hanging out. And I just looked at him, but my mother started laughing and laughing and laughing. She said, "Marry the boy. He's great fun." I said, "Ma, you can't base a lifetime on a lunatic like that who would shove an icicle up his nose." But he always makes me laugh.
Anything for a laugh, right?
All right. I have a lot of emails coming in. Joyce Keller at mindspring.com. If you want to email me, a lot of emails. Also, if you want to go to my website, check out my books. I have very good books, by the way. Joyce Keller. It's JoyceKeller. It's over our head if you are watching this on pasttv.com. Wanted to thank the people at WPIX very, very much. They had me on last week. With little luck, I'll be back on Psychic Friday. Every Friday morning at, I think it's 8:45, they drag out a psychic for about eight, how long was that? 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, and then they had you join them for the closing segment.
I sat there and did
right
nothing.
After the weather report, and another guest was announcing a charity event that was to take place on Long Island. I forget the
right, so
purpose of it, but
I had a very good time. So I look forward to doing that again. They should have it about 4 hours long, but instead it was 3 minutes. What the heck? And there were two hosts. The two hosts were speaking at the same, all talking at the same time. A lot of fun, right? I really enjoyed that. So, for those of you who are outside the New York, New Jersey area, you're not going to see it. What?
Why not?
Because Channel 11 is just in the New York, New Jersey area.
Oh, Channel 11,
Pennsylvania.
yeah, but they can see your
Oh, it can go onto the web.
segment you're on both your YouTube web and PTVN eventually. They like to do full-length videos on PTVN, so we may have to put it on the beginning or the end of a full show.
Okay. Did you want me to take a reading, do a reading,
Sure,
or
why
a
not?
call?
Let me,
And you know what? Don't just call about readings, because if you have something else you'd like to add or contribute or a comment, we're happy to have all of the above. Or if it's about a reading, we'll do our best with that. But sometimes it's great to break it up a little bit. I have a lot of emails I want to get to also. What do you have for us, honey?
Let me get to...
Give me good ones. Is there such a thing? You're listening to Joyce and Jack Keller. That's Jack. I'm Joyce. Joyce Keller at mindspring.com. JoyceKeller.com. Hello.
Are you there?
They hung up on us already, Jack.
Connected. Hello. I hear clicking.
They don't want to talk to us. I don't blame them, because we tell them the truth.
Okay, we'll have to
Let's take another one. And, maybe that line wasn't good.
close that off. And go to
Gosh.
next one.
Oh, I love technology. We're here at Blog
Okay.
Talk Radio, 347-324-3584. Honey, are we having problems? I'm hearing clicks.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Hello. Well.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do email readings in the meantime. Do you want to try another line? Our producer says take a call.
Let me go to the next one.
Do I look like a magician? Does he look like a magician?
Hello?
Honey, I think we're having a problem with the phone lines.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hello? You're like they're trying to speak to us. Nothing is coming through. Okay.
All right.
Take another. In the meantime, I wanted to respond to an email request, please. This is for John. And please send your birthdays, okay? Because I'll have 19 Johns and 12 Debbies. So this is John, who's born, pay attention, 3/12/1980, so you know which John this is. Okay, he's calling about a marriage, an upcoming marriage. He doesn't have good feelings about it. He has some serious question about his marriage with Miss T, who's born 5/26. John, I can understand your reservations. Jack, I'm hearing a lot of the phone lines are open, honey, but I don't know why this is not working. I wanted to speak directly to John, and obviously you don't have to be psychic to know the answer to this. John, you have such reservations about this. Please don't get married, okay? It's not going to work. If you have such questions about it, how can it possibly work? And I feel that she has questions also. So wait another year. By then, you'll have the answer. I can see that you both love each other. Excuse me. But there are such problems, John. Not only money and interference from relatives, a lot of problems. So for the time being, John, I'm going to say to you, perhaps you need to date other people. Let the relationship gel for a while. Don't allow both of you to be pushed into a situation. I understand that your parents want you to make this move, and it's as if both sets of parents have decided this is the right thing to do. But I think that you and Miss T are not ready. Okay? So please forgive me. I'm going to have to go against the parents, and I'm going to have to say, wait a while. Don't go rushing into this, because I know you were planning on getting married this coming July. You know, if you got married, it would be okay. But you both need to have more understanding of each other's natures. Okay? This is like an old world thing. Like a lot of people in India and China have prearranged marriages, and this is one of those times. So it can work. You know, I know that in India they use astrology mostly, and they go to astrologers and psychics to match their children up. And in most cases, it works very well. But in this case, obviously, John is having a problem. Also, for Debbie, who was born February 2nd, 1960, she's asking about a move. She wants to sell her house. Well, I feel like your realtor is not on top of things. You need to speak to the realtor. Their solution is drop the price, drop the price. So how about a little advertising? I feel that your realtor is a little on the lazy side. They need to get the word out there and let them do the job they're supposed to do. More advertising, more getting out the word. And either you get a different realtor or you get this realtor on the horn and getting the word out, and you'll sell the house by the end of the summer. Okay, I'm going to make a note of that so I remember what I said, okay? But that should work for you. Now, from Simi, who's born May 9th. Simi, you know who you are. Calling about your job. You're not happy in the job situation in which you find yourself. Simi. I think they're going to let you go, Simi. And it's going to be unexpected. And it's going to be soon, like within the next 2 weeks. But the good news is that you collect unemployment for a while, and then this is currently the end of March. By the end of April, you have another opportunity, and it's much better than this job. So I'm going to write that down. End of April, much better. You know, you could take a month. You could collect unemployment for a month, and send out some resumes, you'll be getting more money, Simi. It's a better job. More money, let me write this down. Better job, okay? You have to let us know how that works out for you. We really do care. It's Joyce and Jack Keller, Joyce Keller at Mindspring, joycekeller.com. Read my books. It's all in there. Okay. Greg. Honey, did you want us to take a call? Because I know there are a lot of calls holding, but would we have technical problems?
Well, I don't know what the problem is, but I'll try again.
Do you like my on-air sign? You should see this show on video. You'll laugh because it's all very improvised. It's very...
Okay, now. Hello? Hello? Well.
Oh, by the way, if you wanted to see that Psychic Friday segment, you can go to YouTube. It's in there.
Yeah, it is.
Or you can go to...
That's,
if they go to my website, can they do it that way? They can do it that way, right?
The YouTube site is youtube.com/user/The Joyce Keller Show.
Why can't they just go to YouTube and put my name in? Wouldn't that work?
That may work.
I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know. I never
But
tried.
anyway, it's called the Joyce Keller Show, so that's...
Okay, so can you work your Jack Keller magic and get us to be able to take some calls?
There's only one left now, and that's not working
You
either.
disconnected everybody?
No, I didn't disconnect anyone. I don't know why it's not working.
Come on, Jack. All right. Okay, so I'll continue this way. Before I do more emails, can you tell us, please, you're currently in the process. Oh, Jack, forget about it. It's not cooperating. Don't bother with this.
I know, I'm trying to get rid of it. So.
We lost all our calls. I'm terribly sorry, because there were a lot of people who said they were calling in, and we have technical problems today.
It may not be our fault. It may be at the Blog Talk Radio.
Let's blame them. Blog Talk Radio is to blame for us not getting any calls. I'm so sorry, folks, because I know you had called in early. And the number 347. You can keep trying. 347-324-3584. And we can hear that there are calls on there. We just can't get to them.
Let me try another. All right. There's a new one. Let me see if that comes through.
We're just having problems. I can see there are a lot of calls holding. We just can't get to them. Okay.
Okay. Hello? Oh. Can't hear you.
Can you turn up the audio?
Sound like a radio.
You turn up the audio?
Somebody's speaking.
It's a different show.
Someone's speaking, but not to us.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I'm going to get rid of that.
Okay. Jack, just get rid of all the calls because none of them are working. Okay. We're going to move on. Jack, I wanted to ask you a question.
Sure.
You are currently reading a great book.
Yeah, a couple of them, but...
Can you tell us, please, what you're reading? Before we take any more calls and do anything. We're having technical
problems. You were
problems.
asking me about a set of books which you're very familiar with called The Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East by Baird Spalding.
Say that slowly because people may want to get the book.
Okay, it's a set of 5 books, small books. They're only about 200 or so pages each.
Why don't you show them?
Very easy reading. Well, I don't want to try to search for them now, but
that's fair.
This was a group of, well, you could call them researchers who went through India and Tibet around the turn of the century, last century, around just before 1900, and going into the first couple of years of 1900. And they met some very extraordinary people, both in India and mainly in Tibet, who were, they considered spiritual masters.
Well, what are spiritual masters? In your opinion, what are spiritual masters? And try not to offend anyone.
Well, okay, let me say this is my opinion and my understanding.
You always have to say in my opinion,
and
right?
So I don't want to offend anyone's religious beliefs or non-beliefs.
But you always do.
But so let me just tell you about what was written, that transpired. a spiritual master is one who has attained a degree of soul development that in which, well, in a sense, he or she is united with God, and not
But
that we're-
people, excuse me for interrupting you, but people think they're united with God. They have no idea what you're talking about in most cases.
Okay. We all have God within us, within our souls. But it's quite another thing to be God realized, as great masters have become.
Like Jesus and Buddha and
Buddha, like
Moses and
Jesus,
some of the
right,
great
all the
master
great
teachers.
masters.
Okay.
Who then not only had an overall extraordinary outlook and wisdom about things, but also the power to do things that the rest of us just can't do. In the case of Jesus of Nazareth, whose soul name is Sananda because he is not
How do you know
a
that?
one life. That's my, again, all I can say is this is my understanding.
I'm not saying I
right?
disagree. I'm just giving
Yeah.
you grief.
I understand that because of reading and information has come through many sources, and even the Bible itself. Because in the Bible, Jesus said, before Moses was, I was. At one time, his disciples asked him, we are wondering who you are, Jesus. Some say you're Elijah. And Jesus responded and said, no, Elijah has already come, and they did what they would with him. And then the disciples understood he was speaking of John the Baptist.
What did they do? They cut off his head.
Imprisoned and beheaded, yeah. Or the time when they asked him about a man who was born blind, and they said, Master, who sinned? Was it this man or his parents? And he said, well, no, it's not that case. But obviously they were asking about past lives and it coming over into
Can I
the present
interrupt
life.
right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of blind people, remember what Edgar Casey said? When someone asked, Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet,
Yeah.
when someone asked him about why a man was born blind,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember what they
What
said?
would you tell us?
Oh, well, it's your dissertation, so.
Oh, no. Well, this is from a book called Many Mansions by Gina Sermonera about the Edgar Casey readings. Edgar Casey was a prophet in the early part of the 20th century, last century, and he gave thousands of readings that helped people
Almost
physically.
almost 15,000
help read, yeah.
readings, channeled
He'd done
readings.
maybe 12 or 13,000 of them. And then a man, I believe his name was Lammers, who was very interested in astrology,
Right,
came
Lammers.
to education and said, would you please do a reading that can tell me about astrology, whether it's true, it works, and so forth. So Edgar Casey went into trance, did the reading, and next thing you know, he was talking about not only astrology, excuse me, but past lives and reincarnation. And from that point on, the next few thousand readings he did, almost invariably, he would bring in the reason for the current illness or problem based on what the person had said or done in a past life. In other words, he was speaking of karma.
In
That
your
whatever-
opinion.
Whatsoever we do reflects on us in the next lifetime, and it's not for punishment as much as for development of the soul. Okay. So, getting back now to
Oh, wait, so why was he blind?
and
forgot-
that particular individual, according to the book Many Mansions, Edgar
By
Casey
Gina
said,
Sermonera.
he was in a part of an army, and it was his job to put out the eyes of prisoners. Now, he's not so much to blame for doing this
It was his job.
because it was his job and he was
Right.
doing his duty as a soldier. However, he enjoyed it, and that's the problem. Hello?
No, I just said
Oh,
that.
that was you. I thought a bird had just joined us. And,
No. Also, we hear
so-
open phone lines.
so-
Sonny, can you turn off the
so-
phone line? Because it's really distracting. We have.
I
I'm
did.
so sorry.
I
This is
did,
live.
Mary.
This is live. It's live radio and TV. No, I can hear it. It's scratching and it's doing nothing. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. All the people who are holding, we're all
Okay.
disconnected.
So anyway, what are we talking about here,
I have
folks?
no idea.
We're talking about attitude. Attitude is so important. If you're doing something out of duty, it's one thing. If you're doing something wrong and you're enjoying it, that's a bad attitude, and
So in other words,
that can bring repercussions.
I think you should really turn that off because it's scratching, doing nothing. The phone lines are not
You
working.
can't turn off the phone line. No?
So it's going to continue to scratch. Okay, you're listening to Joyce and Jack Keller. We're here we're live every Wednesday at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's repeated 24/7 on Blog Talk Radio, and we're also out there on PassTVNetwork.com. Okay, so you were saying that with Edgar Casey, one of the readings he gave to a blind man was that the man was blind because he enjoyed, in a prior lifetime, he enjoyed putting people's eyes out. That's so wrong for so many reasons.
Right, that's right, because exactly. Okay, so you asked me about Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East.
Which is a series of five books.
Small books published by, I think it's Devors.
DEVORSS Publishing.
Right.
It's a great little company, by the way.
In California. So I'm sure if you Google the Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East, you'll be able to get the information, all the information you need.
You know what? They sent me a great CD of Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. It's not, couldn't they have a shorter title? It's not a CD that covers all 5 books, but it gives an overview. It's enough to know what it's about. But that's Devors. DEVORSS. Go ahead, we're all ears.
Going through
what else
the
do you
highlights of the books.
You're very well organized.
Not really. I was looking for
I have piles of papers. Look at this. You have files. You're so well organized. You have organizational here. You have organizational skills that I don't have. Okay, so you were telling us about this. This is from the first book, or from the second, or what? And plus, you're also reading that other large tome. See, I read these too, but I like to give them a hard time about them.
Well, the second book, which is equally extraordinary, actually it's a set of 2 volumes, and it's by Yogananda.
Who was Yogananda?
He was an Indian Swami, very developed spiritual, and he came here in the again around the time of Edgar Casey. He was here in the 1930s, 1920s, 1930s. Lived up until what?
54.
94. You got it right on your fingertips. 1954.
It's one of my self-realization fellowship. I'm very involved with their teachings,
there are
and people should go to them.
3 locations in California, one in Los Angeles, one down the coast a bit.
We've been to all.
Actually, one on the edge of Los Angeles, the Lake Shrine.
Right, fabulous centers, and they're free. You can just walk on the grounds, and they're overlooking the Pacific. Incredible, wonderful vibrations.
Yeah.
So, you don't mind if I add a little here and there, right?
No, of course not. Now, his books are called The Second Coming of Christ. And the subtitle is, it's right on the shelf over there.
You can't read it, neither can I. But
The Resurrection of the Christ Within You.
Oh, you read it.
Yeah. Now, this is something I've been coming to believe more and more. And between the Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East and starting to read Yogananda's volumes, The Second Coming of Christ, it seems that our souls were created by God many, many millennia ago, maybe millions of years, maybe going further back than that.
In your opinion?
In my opinion.
We have to say that for legal reasons.
Our soul contains a spark of God, just like a drop of water from the ocean contains everything the ocean contains. So, our purpose in life, or in our physical lives, is to develop to the point where we actually are God. Now, Jesus said this, and it was misunderstood. They called him the Son of God, but we are all sons and daughters of God. He also said more times than that, he said, I am the Son of Man. He wanted us to understand that he was a human being, at least in a physical body at that time, just like the rest of us. And that he said, all these things that I do, you shall also do, and greater than these. Now, he was trying to tell people that God is within. I think he also said God is closer than your own right hand. He said, go into your closet and pray. In other words, go within yourself.
But can you play also?
Play a bit and then pray and meditate, of course, and reconnect or establish the full connection with the God within you.
Through meditation and prayer. When he said closet, he meant meditation and prayer.
Yeah. Well, in the Bible, that particular gospel he said pray, but
when he said closet, what was he talking about then?
Well, he said don't be out in the open or in a religious establishment and pray in front.
Does that mean
go within yourself is what.
But you could do that if you're in a church or synagogue or temple or anything. You can.
Right.
And those are sacred places, though, too. I mean,
well, they could be.
What does that mean?
Well, again, I don't want to offend anybody.
No, but you always do.
But a place like that can contain both the highest and the lowest of vibration.
Which means?
Which means you've had bad experience with
We're not going to talk about
religious
my bad experiences,
places,
are we?
And, no, okay, well, we won't.
Okay, we can if you want to.
But look,
When you say, look, I know we're in trouble.
an establishment is an establishment. Whether it's a religious establishment, a commercial establishment, a governmental establishment, it's an establishment whose main purpose is to perpetuate its own existence.
That's not true.
In the early
Necessarily.
days, the Roman Catholic Church, the leaders got together and decided what was to go into the Bible. And they took
In your
out,
opinion.
No, this is a fact.
So in other words, the Bible was written by people who decide what they should write.
No, I didn't say they wrote it. I said they decided what texts were going to go into it.
So it was not divinely
pre-written.
The Bible was not divinely inspired? Is that what you're saying?
Some things within it may have been divinely inspired. It's a mixed bag.
But which parts were and which parts weren't?
Okay, let me give you an example. Deuteronomy, which I think Baptists and born-again Christians
Oh, gee, don't go there,
refer to
please.
greatly. I believe the first chapter of Deuteronomy talks about the Ten Commandments. Okay? Moses brings down the Ten Commandments. Of course, the first commandment is to love God above all else and so forth. And a little bit down the line it says, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill.
That's
It
good.
doesn't say thou shalt not kill with the following exceptions. It just said thou shalt not kill. Then some chapters later in the book is talking about apparently with God's approval going in to sack cities, take the women and children to slavery, or put the men to the sword, to kill them in other words. And also says the same about sorcerers and soothsayers. They should be stoned
And psychics.
to death.
And
So,
astrologers.
there's a bit of a conflict there, I think, folks. Wouldn't you say so? So there are many things in the Bible. As I say, it's a mixed bag. And you have to make up your own mind.
Okay, repeat that part again about stoning the psychics.
Yeah, stoning.
Well, how did that come about? How did that happen? That they would say something about innocent people like
Well,
us.
how is it that they crucified Jesus? And it was mainly due to the establishment, religious establishment of the time. Pilate said, I can find no fault with the Roman governor. He said, I can find no fault with this man. I wash my hands of this. It was the religious establishment that didn't like this interloper coming and upsetting their apple cart. Can I say it more plainly?
In your opinion.
This is all in my opinion, folks. Everything I say is what I think, it's my opinion, it's my understanding, is what I have come to believe is
Do you think
the
Jesus
truth
was
of the matter.
Do you think Jesus was an interloper?
To them he was, yeah.
Is he to you?
No,
What is he to you?
he was a great master who came to us and tried to teach us that the kingdom of God is within.
What does that mean?
It means that God is within us, and that's where we go in prayer and meditation to strengthen the connection to the point that we are God, that we are fully realized as God.
When you say fully realized, what do you think that means?
To realize you are God and to have the full, and of course with that you have to express universal love, because God is love, and that you express this to the lowliest creature and to the highest of human beings equally, and that you have the understanding, the universal perspective, and the ability or power of God. As Jesus did when he raised Lazarus from the dead, when he made water into wine, when he multiplied the loaves and the fish.
Are those
the multitude.
allegories, or do you think those those stories
No.
really happened?
I believe that really happened. Mm-hmm. When he cast demons out of people, he had God-like powers. And so they thought he was the Son of God, the only Son of God, the religious establishments that came after him. But he said 3 times as many times, he said, I am the Son of Man, than he ever said, I am the Son of God. And what he said, and other sources said, we are all sons and daughters of God. It's just that we don't know it, we don't realize it, we haven't reestablished the connection. Because we have spent so many lifetimes in the physical, in this planet, or other planets, and we become very material and materialistic. And we have to now reverse that, especially in 2012, which is supposed to be an awakening of the spiritual side of us. We have to reawaken to that and reestablish our connection and our actual beingness of God. Okay?
When you're like this, you're no fun at all.
I'm sorry, but don't ask me.
You also say a lot of things that are general, like generalizations and sweeping thoughts that offend thousands of people in one sentence.
Well, I'm sorry if it's offensive to anyone.
Maybe.
But this is my opinion. And if you don't want my opinion, then don't ask, because
So hostile. So hostile.
No, I will not impose my opinion on anyone unless they ask.
Are you writing your book?
Yes.
What's it about?
It's about my journey through life, mainly with you, and changing from a born into a Roman Catholic to an agnostic, and then to understanding there is God, and now to the point where not only is there a God, but each and every one of us is God, but we don't realize it. We don't think we can be. We're afraid of it. We think we're committing blasphemy in the eyes of the church or whatever to even consider such a thing. But
why do you have such a problem with all established religions?
Because I believe they're a block to the true development of the spiritual within.
How so?
Because they're taking it away from you. They're saying you have to go to church, you have to do it through the church.
Maybe it's true.
Through the priest.
How do you know it's not true?
My opinion, again, how many times do I have to say?
We like to hear it. We like to
How many
aggravate you over
times
and
do I have
over
to
again.
say, this is my opinion?
All right, in your opinion, you feel
At a rather advanced age in this lifetime, this is what I've come to understand.
Okay, so the clergy.
This is my understanding.
Fine.
This is the foundation of what I
So you're saying the clergy, priests, ministers, rabbis, monks. You think monks also stand in the way?
No, monks are different.
Monks are different.
They're in their self-development. They're not, standing up in front of people and discoursing and telling them what they should do, right? Monks, I think, are more into self-development, which is the way it should be.
So monks are okay.
Yeah,
But it's the
I think
priests,
so.
you don't know for sure.
I think so.
How about some priests, some ministers,
Some priests are
some
wonderful.
rabbis?
We were very fond of a little French priest up in the Isle of Mont in Vermont. There's a wonderful.
I wrote about that in my book, Colonial Angels, by the
wonderful
way.
shrine there that shows the Holy Mother Mary and the shrine. It's the Saint Anne shrine, who of course was the mother of Mary. And there's a lot of good things.
Jesus'
Look,
grandmother.
Look, there may be that for some people, even most people, an establishment religion is the way to go in any particular lifetime. There's some religions that I have I'm very skeptical. I think I'm not going to name what it is, but
Please don't.
apparently in that part of the world, a lot of terrorists
Oh, now you're talking about terrorists and religion
are
together.
devout followers of this religion, and they claim
To whisper in my ear, what is the religion?
that either you have to convert to their religion or you should not be allowed to continue life on this planet. Now, I'm not going to say any more about that, but I think that's an erroneous religion.
You think there are saints and angels?
Yeah, because we all go into a non-physical state from time to time.
In other words, after we die.
We die, yeah, and there are those that are spiritually developed that have you might say, a higher status. I mean, they may be applauded and worshipped here by different religions as being a saint. Well, they probably deserve it, but that's not their main purpose. Their main purpose is to develop themselves, and then, if they get to the point where they can, to help guide us, who have not reached that point, either through coming to us from the spiritual as a vision or in a dream or in physical body like Jesus can do, because as we know he raised his body. There are people, I don't know about Yogananda, who said that his body lay in forest lawn mortuary for years without showing the slightest
It never to
degree
this day decayed.
of decay. Now, maybe he'll use it again if he wants to come in the physical. They don't have to come in the physical. They can reach us through our sleep consciousness.
Are you writing about all of this?
No, I don't.
I think I may have written about it.
I'll need your help to
No, you don't need any help.
remember
You're
all
doing
these
fine.
things.
Oh, no, why don't you just watch the tape? We already know about all this stuff. We already have written
Right.
about it. But so is this what your book is about?
Yeah, first of all, it's my early life and how I changed my concepts.
What was your early life?
Well, as I said, I was born into the Roman Catholic religion.
And you were you even
And I went-
confirmed? And
No, I was never
all
confirmed.
that?
I went as far as First Communion. I really didn't care for it. I didn't care.
What bothered you?
Oh, the ritual, the dogma, the doctrine. It just kind of turned me off, and so I just drifted away from it
90 seconds.
and became an agnostic, one who doesn't say there is no God, but is not sure and is open to the question. And then after marrying you and you leading me into different things, psychic, astrology, and so forth, I came to realize that there had to be like a mastermind behind this. It was, what do they call it, a creative...
Oh, well, let's say a
60
creative force,
seconds.
okay?
Yeah.
Let's just say
creativity. It wasn't
call
just,
it God or
wasn't
whatever
just
you wish to
chance.
call
It
it.
wasn't just a physical explosion of matter and stars and planets. There was an organization that had to have a creative mind behind it.
We'd love to hear more about this, and we will. But we're just
Okay.
about out of time. You're so sweet, so lovable. That's Jack Keller working on his book. And, of course, my books are out. Jack and I wrote one before, complete book of numerology. His is the serious half. Okay, mine is the not-so-serious half, but it's still very meaty. Until next time, don't drive faster than your angels can fly, folks. Thank you, Jack. That was really informative and very worthwhile. And I give you a
Well,
hard
thank
time,
you.
but thank you.
10 seconds.
Really loved being with all of you today. And don't forget, pick us up on pasttvnetwork.com. Till next time,
Or on
thank you
YouTube.
all. And on YouTube, joycekeller.com. I love each and every one of you. Don't drive faster than your angels can fly, folks. This is Joyce and Jack Keller. Thanks for being with us, and God bless you.